So following on from our video where we introduce you to our new tractor, which we are super pleased with. It is just what we've been looking for a long time. Now, if you haven't watched that video, go back and watch it because it'll tell you why we bought it and bits and pieces like that. But today, we thought, because we had so many questions and a lot of views on that video, we thought we'd bring you a video on this tractor in a little bit more detail, like how everything works, what all the buttons do, about the front linkage and the front PTO, which is not well, it is working, but it doesn't turn off. So it's a project we're going to have to do in the future on this channel. And try and get all the controls working because it's got electric hydraulics, Max, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Max is now going to talk you through what all the buttons do because very kindly last night after the video went up, a local dealer who is a Sammy dealer or Sammy Deutz Fahr dealer, I think mainly Deutz these days, but they messaged me to say, James, just saw the video, loved it, and he gave me a great big massive list of things I should just look at on this tractor just to make sure. I say massive list, there's probably about 8 things to check. And also he said about the front PTO probably being the clutch plates. So today we're just going to test a few things out. Now my brother-in-law, Max's uncle, Uncle Lee, has been on the phone this morning as well, and he's pointed out a few of the buttons, what they do. So I thought, well, why not? Let's do a video all about how this tractor works and what all the buttons do. So pass you over to Max now, and he's going to talk you through some of the buttons. And Max, you're going to show us what all the buttons do?
Yeah, so that one's your front PTO. That one's your rear PTO. That one's four-wheel drive. That one's diff lock. And that one's auto diff lock.
And how does auto diff lock work, mate?
So if you're ploughing up a hill, and then when you get to the top and you want to turn around, it's not very easy to turn around when you're in diff lock. So the auto diff lock, when you turn your wheel so much, it turns off.
To allow you to steer?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, and what's the blue button up here?
That's your linkage up and down, so you hold that one down till it flashes slowly. And then you can go, that's all the way down, that's all the way up. But then you could go a little bit down and a stop. If you only want it a little bit. And then that's your float controls. Then these are your draft controls, which we've asked Uncle Lee what they all do because we're not that familiar on draft controls because they're mostly used when ploughing.
And the 4 blue levers?
These are your spools. So that's first spool, second spool, third spool, fourth spool, which are numbered on the back as well so we know which ones. And then there's a cubby hole in here with some link balls.
Ooh, lucky.
And then this all like more accurate like linkage controls, so you can just do a little bit like there, a little bit down, a little bit up. And back here you've got string holders. There's a bit of a gap in the window there, so when you've got like a tedder or a twin rotor rake, you pull the string to like release it, and then you can put your string through there so it holds it so it doesn't fall down. Clamp it in there. Then you've got your hand throttle here, and that's your window opener.
Over centre latch, which that over centre latch works really well.
This one,
This one is a little bit loose, so we need to have a look at our Max, don't we?
yep, tighten that bolt up, I think.
Cool, I think that was an amazing description of all those buttons. So the Sammy Deutz Fahr dealer who messaged me last night are Blakewell Services, who are based in Barnstable in North Devon. Now Luke, the son of the owner, just his knowledge on these tractors is absolutely amazing, and for him to message me off the cuff last night, I'm so grateful. Really, really good, because he put my mind at ease a little bit, because as I said in the video, in the first video on this tractor, it smokes quite a lot when it starts. Now he reassured me, he goes, James, that is completely normal for these tractors, and they even done it when they were new. So I am at ease with that, but I'll show you about servicing in a minute, and also I've still got a question about a fuel pump, but we'll get into that. Now he did mention about the PTOs on the back, because I said in the video that it's got 2 PTOs, 1, 2, my fingers work, there we go, and that means, I thought that meant that one was 540 and one was 1000 shaft. Now he corrected me. The bottom one, or was it the top one of them is land drive, and the other one is obviously gear drive. I never even knew you could put land drive on this, so I'm presuming, obviously that's just powered off the wheels, being land drive. Now I'll probably ask Luke a little bit more on how that all works, but you can power that so you're powering off the wheels, and it's still got 540 and 1000 shaft, because back in There, Max found the lever this morning after Luke told us where it was. There's a lever there to change it between 540 and 1000 shafts. So we've got land drive and we've got gear drive. And then there's 540 and 1000 shaft, I believe, on the, or there is on the gear drive as well. So theoretically, I think that's giving you 4 different PTO speeds. I need to learn a little bit more about that. And I think I'm going to probably order a manual for this tractor because there's some really just quirky stuff on it, which I think is absolutely brilliant, which you don't find on other tractors. Now, this is why I like Sammy's, because this is a little bit different, and me being a little bit different anyway, it makes a lot of sense. Right, let's show you the PTO controls in there. So obviously we said about the PTO engagement there, Max, didn't we?
Yeah.
But this is where you control, was there one say ground on it, and one says, what is it in German? I can't even read what that says. What does it say? Normal and economy. And then that is synchro. So I'm supposed to know PTO, synchro, PTO. So I'm presuming that's your ground PTO and that's your geared PTO. So that's how to engage them between the two, I presume.
And then that's your handbrake.
Oh yes, that was a useful tool, that is, the old handbrake. Now looking in under the front axle, because Luke also pointed out that these need to be checked that they are well greased on the front axle pivot. Now you can see better than I can because I'm leant in underneath and can't really see the screen. But he said if you don't grease them, if you don't grease them regularly, they are prone to wearing the four-wheel drive shaft through the sump. So that is going to be a major thing to check to start with, just to make sure the brass bush hasn't worn through. Right, so Maxie, what do all the gears do here? Let's have a look.
So this is your main gear stick with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it's not only 5 gears, but it's 15 because you've got a 3-way splitter down here, which does like times 3. And then this is your forwards, neutral and reverse, which is 2 more gears. Then on here you've got your hare, your turtle, medium, and then you've also got a creeper box for like if you wanted to do mole ploughing or power harrowing or subsoiling, you could use a creeper box to go slower.
Now I said about being concerned about how much it smokes, and there's 2 reasons why it might smoke more than it did even when it was new. And that is one, because it needs a bloody good service, and I'll show you the filter in a minute because it doesn't look great. It doesn't look great at all. And then the other thing is that the pump could have been wound out. Now, Luke very kindly on the message last night said how I can check that, because there's a little grub screw that should have a piece of wire down through it to note, so you can see that it hasn't moved. But if that's been wound in, then that is turning the pump up. I think that's how it works. But anyway, I'll have a look at that going forward just to see if that is, because you know, I know winding the pump up or whatever to give you more power is great. I don't necessarily need that. And I think, you know, people generally do that to make themselves be able to go faster on the road possibly. But it's a 40k box. It's the fastest tractor I've ever owned. So it's going to be like a Zoom Formula 1 tractor. So yeah, so here's the main oil filter. As you can see, that hasn't been changed for quite a time, I shouldn't think. And same with fuel filters and everything like that. So I don't think that would change the smokes issue, but it's definitely something that I'd like to do fairly soon, get it all serviced up and good to go. You all right, drive?
Yeah.
What's on?
Can we go for a drive here?
Yeah, let's go for a drive.
Now we've got a 40k box, I think we should buy a little low loader so then we can go to the local farm auctions.
And pick up all the stuff on our low loader. Well, we might not need to, Max. You could buy
Just take the tractor, buy something on the front, something on the back,
Yeah.
drive home.
Yeah, definitely. Tedder on the front, rake on the back, or other way round maybe.
Yeah.
Now another thing I did notice on the front linkage is when I put the front linkage on my 80, you'll know that I came to hitch up a topper and it wouldn't hitch up because the linkage wouldn't go wider. It's a set width. Now on this one, those 2 bolts there allow you to move the linkage left and right. So you can then allow yourself to hitch up different width machines, which, yeah, we need to get that front PTO working. I'm not sure if I said at the beginning of the video, but Luke reckons that the problem with that is possibly clutch plates, that they are warped in Sammy's own little system they've got going on there. Now it runs on its own oil and own oil pump separate from the rest of the tractor. So it could be a number of things, but he reckons in his experience they are known for their clutch plates warping. Right, Maxie, gonna fulfill your dreams and go for a drive?
Yep.
Cool, let's do it. And also, if you can hear that,
It's got an air seat.
It's got an air seat and a radio. Yeah, on YouTube to get in trouble with YouTube with the radio playing, do I? It's cool, isn't it, dude? Love it. Right, let's start her up. You can see the smoke out the window then with Max holding the camera. There we are, a little bit of smoke to start with. And then that takes about 60 seconds to clear, apparently. There we are. Listen to the whistle. Everything seems to be working on the dash. Temperature up here, fuel gauge, all your lights and instrument dials and everything on there. You splitter box down here, so at the moment it's in turtle. You can put it down to snail, turtle and hare. Then over here obviously you've got your rev clock and your hours, which said yesterday it's got 4,800 hours on it. But it is so tidy. Then you have got a glow plug button there, so I don't know whether if I actually used that. Someone had put in the comments actually that there was a button on here to press first before you start it. And I've actually only just realised that and remembered about his comments. So apologies I didn't mention that before. So we might try that later on, Maxie, to see if that reduces the smoke when we start up. Windscreen wipers, lights and everything. And most of the lights work. There's one headlight bulb I think gone, but other than that, we've even got an ashtray down here. God, back in the day. What we haven't got, I don't think, is a cigarette lighter or 12-volt socket, so I think that's where that went. So we need to sort something out for there so we can charge our phone while we're filming and stuff. Now also, before we pull off, it has still got the original plastic on the roof to protect the roof. I know it's been so well looked after.
Right, let's drive off. It is still smoking a little bit, but we probably haven't let it like for a minute yet.
Work out this linkage. You're going to press and hold that one until it's a long flash. Press that one right up. That brings the linkage up. Oh, can I do this one-handed? No, I think I need. Oh, it did. Yeah, that's going up. And then I need to put that one down, I think. That one's up. He's right up, I think.
Right, let's see if we can work out the pick. I think we have.
Is it going down?
There we go.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going down.
Right, now I'm going to work out to push out.
There we go. It's coming out.
Hey, look at that! I can see it from here. Ah, down a bit.
There you go, that's enough.
Yeah. Right, suck it back in again. So run in.
Yep, up.
Now up.
Right, let's clip it in. So that clip needs to go underneath there.
We'll work
Lift
out the draft controls.
There we go. There you go.
Is it in?
Clipped in.
Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you've got any more tips or hints on this tractor, I'd be very grateful. Thank you for all your comments in the last video. Comment as much as you want below. We'd love to hear it. I replied to as many as I possibly can. And massive thanks to Luke and to Lee for the advice they've given us on what everything does and what to look out for. So, Maxie, what's the next bit?
Using it and servicing it.
Yes, go through it, get Mike to have a look at this front PTO. And right, thank you very much for watching.
We'll see you in the next one. Please subscribe, because so many people who watch our videos don't actually subscribe.
Yeah, so we appreciate that. And yeah, cheerio, bye.
Bye.